Hello, and welcome to the DermTech Instructional Video Environment, also known as DIVE. My name is Tom Erwin, and I will guide you through the NOS-110 instructional video series, which covers operating system basics. In this video, I will cover the following: the basics of an operating system, a brief history of Windows operating systems. We will take a quick look at Windows 7 and Windows 8. And finally, we will review basic computer components. Let's dive in. An operating system lets you, the user, interface with the computer. You may have heard it called a GUI, or Graphical User Interface. The OS also helps programs communicate with your computer more effectively. We could talk about the complete history of various operating systems, which would take too much time for this video, so I'll spare you. In 1981, MS-DOS was released. It was very basic compared to today's operating systems. 1985, Windows 1.0 was released. It was a big success and much easier to use than DOS. 1987, Windows 2.0 was a step up from 1. You have icons and shortcuts. 1990 to 1992, Windows 3 and 3.1 now have games, which means computers aren't just for work anymore. 1993, Windows NT 32-bit is one of the most powerful operating systems on the market. 1995. Windows 95 was a major improvement. The Start button allowed for organized, fluid navigation. 1998. Windows 98 was the last operating system based on DOS. And while internet traffic is increasing 100% per year, USB and DVD become more common. 2000. Windows ME's crowning achievement was also its downfall. Also 2000, Windows 2000 Professional was the new workhorse for businesses. In 2001, Windows XP, Microsoft's best-selling, most stable operating system to date. XP faces new challenges from hackers and fends them off with service packs. From 2001 to 2005, XP released 3 versions: XP 64-bit, Media Center, and Tablet PC. The Tablet PC became popular with teachers and engineers. 2006. Vista unfortunately was before its time and hogged system resources. Many viewed it as a downgrade. 2009. Windows 7 is a welcome sight after problems with Vista. Stable, fast, and designed to maximize efficiency, Windows 7 is the complete package. 2012, Windows 8 and Windows RT are released, designed for tablets. Live Tiles continuously update for the most recent news. Now let's take a quick look at Windows 7. Here's the Windows 7 desktop. On the left, we have desktop icons. Below, the taskbar shows programs currently running, and you can pin programs to the taskbar for easy one-click access. In the bottom right, you have the date and time, basic sound options, network connection status, battery indicator for laptops, and the Windows Action Center. Next, click the icon to the right of the Start button that looks like a folder to open Explorer, the Windows file browser. From here, you can access files on your PC, external devices, or other computers on the network. The Start menu is similar to XP, but is greatly enhanced by the search bar, which allows you to quickly find files or programs. For instance, if I wanted to open Firefox, I need only type the letter F, and Windows automatically selects Firefox. This concludes our brief look at Windows 7. Now let's take a quick look at Windows 8. Welcome to the Windows 8 Start screen. Here we have the live tiles and various apps that I find useful at work. As you can see, the live tiles update continuously because it was designed with social media in mind. Now you may be wondering where all the apps are. If you simply right-click anywhere on the Start screen, an icon in the bottom right will appear, All Apps. Here we see all apps currently installed. To return to the Start screen, simply press the Windows key. Click the Desktop tile to view the desktop. Now the first thing that I noticed is that they've taken away the Start button and search bar that was so convenient. Well, don't worry, because it's been moved to the Start screen. We'll be there in a minute. You will notice the Explorer has had a facelift. Other than that, the desktop is really the same as Windows 7. Now for the search bar that used to be located on the Start menu. Press the Windows key to return to the Start screen. Then simply start typing. This will bring up a new window with a column on the right and search bar at the top. By default, it will start searching in apps, but you can select anything from the menu on the right under Search. This concludes our brief look at Windows 8. Now we will review basic computer components. A computer generally has these components: a tower, monitor, mouse, and keyboard. Newer desktops are now combining the tower and monitor. These are the components that combine to allow your PC to function. The most important piece of hardware, in my opinion, the motherboard, functions as the framework for the computer. The motherboard has a substantial power supply because it supplies power to several other devices. The CPU, or central processing unit, is the brain of the computer. It processes requests from programs or the user. The heatsink and fan combination is vital in cooling the CPU. Without it, the CPU would get very hot and melt the motherboard. Today's motherboards are smart enough to shut down before any melting occurs. RAM is called random because the CPU can quickly access data from it in a random order. RAM is used as a buffer for the CPU, but when you shut down, all the data held in RAM is lost. Think of it as a staging area between the hard drive and the processor. The power supply provides power to the motherboard and other devices. A 4-pin connector is the standard power for peripheral devices such as hard drives. The DVD burner is exactly that, a device used to read and write DVDs. Hard drive. This is where the OS is installed along with programs and any other data you wish to store. Shown here connected to the white port next to the DVD burner. These days it is commonly connected to the black SATA port in the bottom right. Disk drives versus solid state drives. Solid state drives win if you have lots of money. They are more stable because they have no moving parts. Prices for solid state drives have dropped and are expected to continue to do so. Video cards. Often integrated into motherboards, the video card is responsible for displaying the output from the system to the monitor. Some video cards are so powerful that they require their own power supply and fan. These advanced cards can easily double the cost of a PC. Here we have other miscellaneous connections: USB, RJ45 or Ethernet, VGA, DVI, HDMI, and PS2. Let's begin with USB. Incredibly versatile, almost any device can be connected via USB. Every 5 to 8 years they release a newer, faster USB. The latest is USB 3. USB 1 can transfer data up to 12 megabits per second, while USB 3 can transfer data up to 4.8 gigabits per second. RJ45 or Ethernet. This is how your computer connects to the internet. VGA, Video Graphics Array, is the standard analog connection found on desktops. DVI, or Digital Visual Interface, can be used for digital or analog connections. HDMI is more common on new PCs, and it delivers high-definition video and audio over the same cable. PS2 was created by IBM. This was the standard connection for mice and keyboards. Mice and keyboards today use USB. Let's review what was covered in this video: the basics of an OS, a brief history, a quick look at Windows 7 and 8, and a review of basic components. That concludes this NOS-110 Operating System Concepts instructional video. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helped.